So you're thinking of buying a house in the Kyle San Marcos area, but you're looking for the most affordable option. Well, in today's video, we're exploring Lennar Homes in Sunset Oaks. I'm going to tour two different homes, their lowest price and their highest price house. I'm going to give you an estimated monthly mortgage payment, talk about the incentives they're offering, and talk about, is the home worth it as an investment? We're going to get after it right now. Hey, Daniel here, your local Austin area real estate expert. If you're thinking of making a move to the greater Austin area, or you're currently living here but looking to buy your first house, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date on the latest real estate news. You know, I was a band director before I jumped into real estate, but honestly, a lot of the values and skills I had as a teacher transferred over really well into real estate. Honesty, effective communication, a good work ethic, and truly just wanting to help people achieve their goals is still really important to me. So it doesn't matter if you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days. You can give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or schedule a Zoom call. I'd love to help you find the perfect home and a great deal for you and your family. So where we are today is Sunset Oaks. This is, I think it's technically Maxwell, but you can see on the map, it's northeast San Marcos / South Kyle, however you want to look at it, kind of in between the two. The tax rate here is 1.73%. That's really good, especially for a new construction neighborhood. It's because they don't have a mud or a PID here you're paying into, so meaning the sewer system, right, the water system they would need to build, you don't have to pay into that. So 1.73% is very low for a property tax rate. HOA here is $45. Pretty typical, it's on the lower end for a new construction for sure. As far as what you get here, there's not much. There's a playground, there's a covered pavilion, you can have picnics, lots of walking paths, but there's no big amenity center. You're not gonna get anything like that in Sunset Oaks. Now the incentives that Lennar is currently offering, they're pretty good. They're offering a 4.25% fixed 30-year loan if you do FHA or VA. If you want to go the conventional route, that's a 5.25%. To put that in context, an FHA loan from a top-tier lender today is 6.08%, so getting that at 4.25% is going to save you quite a bit on your monthly payment. Same for conventional. At 5.25% right now, I think it's 6.5, so that's 1.25 lower than going the resale route. So good job with lowering their rates, because that's the biggest thing that's holding people back from buying. They're also paying off your closing costs, so that's gonna save you cash up front. You don't need to pay those closing costs. It saves you typically about $10,000 to $12,000. Owner title policy is paid for, that saves you about $3,000. And then they're including all appliances and blinds and garage door openers. So pretty good deal with that. Really all you need to bring to the table is your down payment, which if you're doing the FHA loan is 3.5%. So if you can get a 3.5% of the loan amount, which homes here are $250,000 to $320,000, you're looking at about $9,000 to $11,000. That's all the cash you'll need to close on a home here. They only have 10 homes left in this neighborhood. They are building another neighborhood down the road called Cotton Gateway, and that opens in October of 2025. But yeah, we're gonna go check out two of their homes. Like I said, there's only 10 left. We're gonna look at their lowest price home and their highest price home, and I'm gonna give you my honest feedback on what I think of these homes. So let's see at home number one. So the first house we're checking out is their Pinehollow floor plan. This is a 4-bed, 2-bath, 1,600 square foot home, 1 story, and this one's listed at $259,000. Okay. Now doing the math for the monthly mortgage estimate, if you did the FHA 4.25% rate that they're offering, and you did 3.5% down, so about $9,000 for this home, then you're looking at a monthly mortgage payment of $1,931, including the HOA fee. So everything wrapped up into that. Pretty good. Turn around so you can kind of see where we're at. Like I said, there's only 10 homes still available in the whole neighborhood, so everything's pretty much completed around you. Long driveway, 2-car garage. I hope you like blue, because they didn't really get too fun with changing, the hardy plank siding above the garage. So it's blue and white, that's what you get. I do like this walkway up here. A decent amount of space here with the front patio too. So with this video, I'm going to really look at this home and see if it makes sense from an investment standpoint and if it just seems like a good build. With lower priced builders like Lennar, DR Horton, you know, those types of homes, I typically see comments online where it's like, trash builder, don't buy, everything breaks. I've also heard those comments for luxury builders like Perry from people on the internet and from neighbors. So it really, I don't think it's fair to judge a builder, just blanket, that builder sucks. I think we just need to look at the specific homes we're looking at and remind you that regardless if you're getting a luxury home or a super affordable home, get an inspection done. Like, that's really important you do that to make sure you're not, you know, just going into a money pit, or if things are gonna fall apart that first couple of years. And then they are gonna offer a builder warranty too. So if anything does go wrong with these, they will cover that. But yeah, just wanted to say that up front is a lot of people will see Lennar and go, well, that's crap. And it's like, well, let's see. I just came from a much nicer community, La Cima, in Southwest San Marcos earlier this morning. I was videoing Ashton Woods homes there in the 400,000 to 700,000 range. So with those eyes, I'm going to look at Lennar and go, okay, is this worth this? Is it a good build? Would I live here? Do I think I would encourage clients to buy this? Okay, the price is great, right? So let's see if it's worth it. Immediately, I'm impressed with how wide this is. So we have quite a bit of room already. 4 bed for a 1,600 square foot feels like too many bedrooms. So I'm already guessing the bedrooms are going to be small, but we'll get there when we get there. Here we have our 2-car garage. It does come with steps, which I don't like, but again, not a deal breaker. I always look at the space between the wall to the garage door to get a sense of how wide the garage is. This is pretty small. I mean, that's about, I don't know, 8 inches, maybe 10 inches side to side, so not very big. This one doesn't have a garage door opener. I would definitely negotiate them to install that before closing on this house. You can definitely get that. You can see we have the Rainbird irrigation system, tankless water heater, which I was not expecting. That's nice. It's gonna save you on your water bill, and then your circuit breaker. Looks like we have LVP flooring throughout and then carpeted bedrooms. To the right here, we have laundry closet. So I always prefer a laundry room. What I will say is it is nice where this is located. It's kind of on this side of the house. I've seen these really close to the living room, really close to the primary bedroom, and you don't want to hear the dryer going while you're trying to watch TV. So I like the floor plan. This is tucked away because the sound will bleed out because it's just a closet. Pretty basic, you know, we don't have any lights here. It's just the recessed lighting above, just the one sink. Decent amount of space though, and then a very basic tub. No tile there. And no tile in the bathroom either. They just keep the LVP flooring going throughout, which is fine. LVP is waterproof, scratch resistant. I have LVP in my house, I like it. Here's bedroom number 1, pretty small, but it kind of depends on what you would use this for. As a home office, I think this works fine. Not the greatest view, right? You're just staring at the side of your neighbor's house. As a child's room, great. If you get older than a child, that's gonna be pretty tight. That's a really small room. Don't put a queen size bed in there. Second room, also a little tight. See carpeted bedrooms. And then 4th bedroom. This one's definitely the largest. Kind of an odd layout though, so this actually might be better for a home office because wherever you put the bed, you're gonna be blocking something, either the entryway walk or getting to that closet. So this one's a little trickier, but again, depends on how you're gonna use the space. If you really need the 4 bedrooms, say you have a growing family, and you just wanna start paying off a mortgage instead of paying rent, this might work really well for you in your situation. Okay, here we have our kitchen. So kitchen, not a true island, kind of a peninsula. Plenty of countertop space here though. Really big single basin sink, that looks great. 5 burner range, which I was not expecting, so it's a nice little upgrade there. And then fridge does come included, stainless steel. You can see plenty of outlets around here. You don't get a backsplash, which surprised me. So that's something you can add after the fact. That's something I would add to kind of protect the wall there. And if you're looking to sell it down the road, adding a backsplash will definitely add a little bit of character. Same with the cabinets, I would add some hardware. That's really easy, really cheap. I've added hardware to my cabinets before. Not the most cabinets. All right, so that's kind of a potential problem, is if you do have a big family, you're gonna want probably a little bit more cabinet space. And then typical pantry. This opens up to dining area right here. Also, this doesn't come out, right? You can see that. So it's not like you can put stools here and then use this as a breakfast bar. You don't really get to use that as a typical island because of that. So dining table here is kind of a must. Just the one window here, which this room feels kind of dark. Now you can change out lights to help you with that however you want to, but that did stand out to me walking around. It's just, it feels kind of dark in here. This would be the living area. Plenty of space. Side to side, yeah. You'll have plenty of space for all your furniture in here. Check out the backyard. So we have a stoop, right? We don't have a back patio, just the stoop with no ceiling, just a small overhang above us. And then a pretty small yard. So not the, you're kind of getting what you pay for with this one. You are paying a lower price. That's kind of just, the way I would think about this type of home if you're trying to get this price is your current living situation. Typically for a house like this, it's people who are renting, who are first-time homeowners. So kind of compare this to where you're renting right now and pros and cons of, okay, well, where you rent has a balcony, this one doesn't, but it does have a full yard. So if you have small dogs, you can just let them out, fenced in area, think of it like that. And then we have the primary right here off of the backyard. Just the one window. Again, I wish they had a second window in here, just to let more natural light. That's pretty typical for a primary. And then no ceiling fan either, so you need to install that yourself. It's an okay sized room. And then for this house, I know these are the cheapest Lennar homes, and they told me it's only gonna have the one sink. It's gonna have very basic shower, right? So that's what to expect. From the lowest price possible in our home, you're not gonna get much in the primary bathroom. And then here's your closet. So, yep, there you have it. That's the first house. We're gonna check out one more. It's gonna be much larger and should have a little bit more of the things you would expect, especially in the primary. Curious what the yard's gonna be like, but initial thoughts of me kind of walking around here, I think this is built fine. I would definitely want to look at the homes in this neighborhood because we are nearing the end of the neighborhood. I'm sure some of them have sold, and kind of gauge, okay, they bought it for this price 6 years ago and they sold it for this price 5 years later. How did they do? I get a sense of, are the investments here actually growing in equity? But with this, if you are thinking of buying and you just want the lowest possible price per month, but you want to pay off a mortgage instead of just paying rent and getting none of that money back down the road, I think this is a good option. But yeah, let's go check out the second house. It's listed at $322,000, I think. You're about to find out. And then we'll kind of compare, is that one worth the extra 60 grand or so? So I'll see you over there. So I went to the house I was going to film. Their largest home that's listed at $322,000. It's right down there. You can see it's a brick house. There's workers inside. They haven't put the carpet in, and there's just a lot of hammering going on upstairs, so I can't film it today. I'll ask my editor to kind of put the sheet up there. So you can see it was the Riveria floor plan. So it's a 5-bed, 3-bath, 2,550 square foot. Listed $322,000. Now the monthly payment would be around $2,389. That's including HOA, and that's $11,000 down for that one. Okay, so that's kind of the high end of what you can expect here in Sunset Oaks. What we're going to check out instead is another low-priced home, but 2-story and a little bit bigger than what we saw previously. So read from my notes here. This is the Whitetail floor plan. This is a 4-bed, 2.5 bath, 1,952 square foot home. It is listed, or it's sold actually. This is under contract for $253,000. So this is bigger, $6,000 less than the other home, which tells me they are accepting offers lower than listing price, which is not surprising in this market. So $6,000 cheaper, but 350 square feet bigger. And that comes out to $1,887 a month for your mortgage payment, and including your HOA, and about $8,800 down payment if you went with this route, okay? Just so you can kind of get those numbers squared away in your head. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like this floor plan. I walked through turning the lights on before hitting record. I was like, I don't really like this one. I'll tell you why as we walk through, just so you can kind of get a sense. But for the price, yeah, I can see it for the price. It's a low monthly mortgage payment. It's a low priced house to begin with. But if you are looking in the low 300,000s, I definitely don't think Lennar is the way to go. I think there's some good D.R. Horton, there's some good Pulte homes out there. There's a lot other new construction homes that I think are better quality builds and better floor plans. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. So starting with this Whitetail, pan around so you can kind of see where we're at. It's where they're building all the other homes right now, finishing out the neighborhood. You can see it's a mixture of 1- and 2-story homes here, but all very similar as far as the exterior with that brick. This one we're going back to blue, white, and all hardy plank, all wood. So not the most exciting exterior for this house. So entryway goes straight to the stairs up there. That's the only way to get up and down from the stairs. Pretty wide walkway here. With these homes, you know, this is called a spec builder. So meaning they're gonna use the same materials for every house pretty much. So you're gonna see the same type of flooring, the same type of countertop, the same type of faucets and sinks and all of that. So just bear that in mind as you're walking through. It's gonna feel very similar. But as far as how they're utilizing the space, we have a half bath over here, pretty small half bath, but at least something downstairs, which is important. And then we open up to our living area, really large living room area and more of a corner area for your formal dining. I definitely like this layout a little bit better than the previous home. I will say it's really dark, and I know the blinds are drawn, but still, with all the lights on, it shouldn't feel this dark inside the house. Garage is right here. Very similar to the last one. They have the tankless water. I'm really surprised they're doing that, so that's nice. Lennar's offering tankless water heaters, irrigation system. Side to side, not terribly large, and we would definitely need to negotiate to get a garage door opener in here, but not a bad size 2-car garage. Kitchen, pretty much identical, right, to the one we just came from. Yeah, I think it's exactly the same dimensions. Backyard is much bigger on this lot. Now still no covered back patio, so you just have the stoop, but much bigger. And so that has nothing to do with the floor plan, that's just picking a good lot. Except I will say, all of these lots, you can see they're the same depth, but that one sticks out further, and that one sticks out further. The reason is because these are 1-story homes. That may have been a 2-story, but regardless, 2-story homes in general, it's more vertical and less, you know, there's less depth in them, so you're gonna have more yard space, typically if you go the 2-story route. So let's go upstairs. So far it's okay. I mean, there's a lot of space down here. You have the half bath. The kitchen's the same as the last one, so nothing terribly exciting there. Let's go upstairs. Random cap on the stairs. So we do have this landing as soon as you get to the top of the stairs. The one window. And then off of here is our primary bedroom. So primary bedroom upstairs, I definitely prefer it downstairs. 1-story homes in general are higher value than 2-story homes. When you go to sell the home down the road, it appeals to more people, right? When you go to sell a home that has the primary upstairs, Some people, older people, are not going to be able to do that, so they won't even look at your listing. So in that regards, I prefer the other home we just came from, even though it's $6,000 more, which we could probably negotiate down to this price. I like that it was 1 story, and so no stairs, as I struggle for breath. It's the talking, y'all. It's talking and walking for whatever reason. I've ran a marathon, I promise. All right, here is the very skinny doorway. I just noticed that right now. And then the same as the last house. So we don't get 2 sinks with this one, right? Same tower, same shower, same closet. It's all the same, but it's also roughly the same price. So that's kind of the reason for it. So I was hoping to see that $322,000 home because that was supposed to have 2 sinks and other upgrades. Here is bedroom number 1. Not bad. Guest bedroom number 1. This is actually a pretty good sized bedroom for a guest. We do have a utility closet again, so no utility room with this. Washer dryer would be included. Guest bedroom number 2. Again, surprisingly good amount of space. They did a good job with not giving up the space where it matters, which is the bedrooms. And then this is definitely the smallest. I like that we have 2 windows. This might be good for a home office / study. And then guest bathroom, again, nothing too special. LVP flooring still, no tile here. It's the same materials we saw in the previous one. So, you know, my final thoughts with Lennar Homes here at Sunset Oaks and Lennar Homes in general. If you are trying to get the lowest price monthly mortgage payment possible, I think Lennar is a good route. Okay, I think it's a good option for you, especially if you're a renter right now and you're paying $1,800 to $2,000, that ballpark anyway. You might as well be paying off a mortgage and pay the same amount per month. Okay. Now, understand, buying a house, you need to stay there at least 3 to 5 years to typically, unless crazy things happen to the market, but typically a good idea to stay there 3 to 5 years to make your money back. If you go to sell the house in 2 years, decide to move again, it costs money. There are fees involved when selling a house. So that's why you want to stay there to build equity, pay off the loan, and then you'll actually make money when you sell. Okay. So definitely important to know that for any house you get. I will say if you're looking anything above 300,000, I wouldn't go with Lennar personally. I've seen really good homes from quality builders like Chesmar, Pulte. There's even some D.R. Horton homes, which I consider D.R. Horton a stronger builder than Lennar. It's a personal opinion. That you can get in the low 300,000s, that you're going to get certain features that this house doesn't have. So back patio, like that's really important to me, to have a covered back patio space. We're not getting that in this neighborhood, right? A larger garage. These are pretty skinny from the wall to the garage door, pretty small garages. It's nice you have a driveway. And then just the lighting, there's not a lot of windows in these homes. And for a few thousand more, if you go up to that 300,000 range and you're open to low 300,000s, I mean, I came from an Ashton Woods house earlier this morning in La Cima, beautiful neighborhood, southwest San Marcos, and it was a 1,400 2-bed. So, you know, not a ton of bedrooms, but beautiful home. And it was listed at 325, I think, 330. So low 300s, you're getting a beautiful home with a bunch of upgrades in a beautiful neighborhood with an amenity center, with nature walks. So that would be my advice. If you're wanting the cheapest possible, get something in the 250s, this is a really good option. Definitely, that's a great option for you if that's your primary motivation. If you're open to going up past 300,000, still doing just a 3.5% down payment, but you want something a little bit nicer that's probably going to appreciate a little bit stronger than one of these homes, I don't think Lennar's the best option. I think there's other builders that I personally prefer that are basically the same price. They're not going to be as huge, right? You're not going to get a 2,500 square foot home for low 300,000s, but you are going to get a higher quality build, a floor plan that's going to be a little bit better, backyard and back patio space, kitchen area that's going to be much nicer, so much more light, natural light coming in the house. Those features and those things matter when it comes time to sell. So, okay, sorry, I'm rambling. I'm just kind of talking about, that's the whole point of the video, right? Is to hear my honest opinion. I'm not getting paid by Lennar to say any of this stuff. So if you are considering buying a house, whether you're a renter you want to start paying off a mortgage, or you're from out of state, you're coming into Austin, you don't know the area that well, maybe you're looking to downsize, you can always give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or schedule a Zoom call. I'd love to start a conversation with you and your family, figure out what your goals are, what your number one, what you're trying to achieve, help you find the best deal and the best property that fits your needs so that you can feel clear and confident with your decisions when it comes to buying a house. So again, reach out if I can help in any way. Until next time, hope to see you guys around town.